98.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Center Table Podcast. My co-host here, Ryan Grondin, and we have a very special guest, the Manitoba Mastiff himself, Ryan Espey.
How you doing, guys?
Thanks for coming on with us tonight.
Anytime.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna jump right in here, and we're going to try to get to know you a little bit on and off the table a little bit. So how did you first discover pro arm wrestling?
Pro arm wrestling. That's an interesting way you phrase that. So I guess the way I discovered pro arm wrestling is watching Over the Top in 1986. But I was 10 years old at the time, and there was no venue for that. So fast forward about 11 more years, 1997. I entered a tournament, a local tournament, and there was a guy named Miles Wilco. If you talk to people around, they will definitely remember him if they were arm wrestling at that time. He competed at Over the Top. He's taken silver medal a couple of times at the World Championships to the likes of guys like Jerry Janning. And he became my coach, talked me into going to the Nationals in 1997. And that's kind of how I got my start in the sport. Like the pro stuff that we know today didn't come along till much, much later.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're pretty much doing the tournaments and the local events and such.
Local events, tournaments went the path of, provincial championship, national championship to the world championship. And started attending WAF championships in 2001.
Wow. That's awesome, man. A lot of history there.
Yeah, it's been a long journey.
So since you've been arm wrestling so long, have you noticed sort of like a wave of, tournament versus super match style arm wrestling? Like right now, it seems like super match is all the rave right now with everybody.
Well,
has it gone up and down over the years, or is that a newer thing?
I feel like we've seen, this is definitely one of those times where super matches are more popular.
Yeah.
But I feel like it peaked a few months ago, and we're starting to see guys go back to the giant tournaments again. Maybe the realization that is the path for some of them to go. Maybe it's the East versus West being affiliated with WAF. Maybe that's how guys are getting recognition overseas, the Europeans.
Yeah,
it's a different path. There's a lot of people that want to forego that completely, and I think that's a mistake. They want to just jump right into super match pulling, which it's tough to figure out where you're really at when you haven't done much tournament arm wrestling in the past.
Yeah.
And the guys that were winning those tournaments are the guys that are on top right now.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. There's definitely a path to be taken. And if you're 3 months in and you're trying to get super matches, probably not the best way to go.
They're starting to have feeder systems, like almost a contender series everywhere, and people can try to do that path, but it's I prefer the traditional one, and maybe it's just because I'm an old school guy that I still want to go try to win the world championship in whatever form that may look like.
Yeah
For sure. No, I think that is the way. What you were saying also, I think that's the best path for people to gain that experience. And a tournament is such a different animal where you don't know if you're going to get into a war every round or every match. You don't really know what to expect. And when you do have those things happen, it can affect your matches later on. So it is really just a mixed bag of results.
And I think if you're pulling a tournament like a world championship and you win that, it really means something. And when you say you're a world champion, that means something to a lot of people. Now, if you're pulling super matches and you're trying to build a legacy, it's a lot harder. Unless you're the top 10 guys in the world, where you say it's like a Michael Todd, a Devin Larratt, a Levon, those guys pulling each other and one of them wins. Well, it really means something to the casual fan when you talk about who you beat in that world championship match in those pro leagues. Not so much if you're on like a contender type series and you beat some guy that, maybe the casuals have no idea who they are.
Right.
You go to Worlds and you make some noise. You go to a Nationals, you make some noise, and that means something to everybody.
Yeah, because a lot of these super matches that I'm seeing are two guys that no one really knows. And so it's like, I look at it, I'm like, I'm not that interested in a match if I don't know at least one of them,
Yeah. And there's another reason why guys don't do it. It's hard. It's hard to go there and win a world championship.
Oh, yeah.
WAF is still the hardest tournament in the world to win. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of top pros that have never achieved that.
Yeah.
Because you're not just pulling like your national level. You're pulling guys from literally the entire planet, and there's some very high skill levels across the world with Eastern Europe and stuff, and it's definitely when you got to get through that deep of a caliber of puller, it means something for sure.
Yeah. And then
there's a lot of guys too that haven't even won like a state championship or a nationals, or you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, what have you done then? Like, sure, you can walk into a tournament and maybe kick most of the guys' ass at a local tournament, but if you haven't actually like traveled around and tested yourself in different parts of the country and then gone to the world level, you don't really know where you're at.
Yeah, and then you're asking a promoter to take a chance on giving you a match when they have no idea what to do with you. And then we see some of these super match cards that have like complete sweeps all the way through.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing when, as a promoter, when you set up a super match and it's just a flash situation every round. That's not exciting for the crowd. It's not good for the two pullers. It's kind of, and it's hard to gauge where two guys are at without having some data,
Yeah. I talk about this super matches like it's, a new thing, but really it's been around since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that popular.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think this new generation of young guys too, like they see them on YouTube and, social media is playing a big part. And then they want to do, like a lot of these guys are doing super matches at their practices every Friday night or, and I think it's contributing to this crazy trend of super matches.
Well, it's interesting. There is a club in Manitoba that has a ranking system. So they do have super matches at their practices, and I think they're pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Gives the guys something to do, but all those guys still will pull the tournaments wherever they can find them.
Right. See, we got guys here that'll do a super match at practice and then not go to the tournament the next weekend because I'm injured from my super match of me pulling my teammate that I pull every week at practice.
Yeah.
So, other sports, did you play anything growing up? I know you are you're a Jets fan, right?
That is true. I am a Jets fan. I did not play hockey ever.
Okay.
Everyone assumes I'm Canadian. Because I'm Canadian, I must have played hockey. I did not happen. I was not an athletic kid. I started lifting weights when I was like probably 10.
Wow.
I started playing around with the weights. I wanted to be Hulk Hogan, man. I didn't want to be any of these other guys. I didn't want to play team sports. I wanted to, be Hulk Hogan or Arnold or Lou Ferrigno.
Did you have that Hulk Hogan weight set with the headbands? And
I wish I had it, but I couldn't get it in Canada.
Oh, Man.
I'm sure it was around somewhere. I just didn't have it.
Yeah.
If I saw it for sale online right now, I would probably buy it.
Nice.
Just to have
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah. Probably worth money now.
Yeah. So no sports as a kid. A little bit of a season of football in high school, but I had to drive to Winnipeg for that. There was no opportunities in my town. So I ended up just lifting weights. And, by the time around 21 years old, I found two different sports. I found arm wrestling and I found strongman. So I did a lot of competing in strongman kind of in concert with arm wrestling. And within the first 5 years of me competing in arm wrestling, I also did powerlifting, mixed martial arts. I think that was it. Yeah. But I fought once at a big event in Winnipeg. My total time in the cage is 16 seconds. I came out on top of that.
Nice.
Nice.
My daughter was born 2 weeks later. My ex-wife now told me not to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I had no chance, no choice but to comply. But yeah, I know early on I got told by I don't know if you know Joyce King. You know who Joyce King is?
Yeah.
Legendary Canadian arm wrestler.
Yep.
And she had a super match and I lost to Travis.
Oh.
And she came up to me after and she goes, Ryan, do you want to be the best at this? Or do you just want to be pretty good at a whole bunch of things?
Nice.
So I retired from a couple of other things.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool story. I didn't know you got into strongman and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it was Manitoba's Strongest Man in 2004. I competed at the national championships the same year. The Western Canadians the same year. 1999, I competed at Canada's Strongest Man. What's really interesting about all that is there's some old-time strongmen that I used to compete with that are now getting into arm wrestling.
Nice.
that's a perfect segue because I wanted to ask you about the recent trend of strongmen coming into arm wrestling. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's amazing for the growth of the sport. Now, all these guys that are coming really late.
Yeah.
Like their age is up there, and they may come with none of the same injury levels that a lifelong arm wrestler would have, but it's also going to take them a pretty good amount of time to get comfortable with what they're doing. So when Brian Shaw came in and everyone's like, oh, he's going to be the guy that beat Levon. He's not going to be the guy that beats Levon. He doesn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Levon has been training specifically for arm wrestling for 20 years.
Yeah.
Brian's not going to catch up in a couple of seasons. And
right.
before you
and
know
then
it,
he's going to start coming over the, yeah.
Before you know it, he's 50 years old and we're on retirement. And Levon is quite a bit younger than him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he could prove me wrong. Maybe. Yeah. I do think there is a definite avenue out there for strongmen to compete. I think like the Brandon Allen, having him match up with one of those guys was a really good move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the matchmaking's done right, I think it's awesome that they're coming over and these guys that are retiring are dipping a toe in the water.
I felt bad for like Larry Wheels kind of got thrown to the wolves a little. And, they're like people releasing him getting his ass kicked at practices and this and that by everybody. And I think, for someone like him, who's probably used to always being like the top champ winner in his whatever sport, to come here and then he's getting his ass kicked constantly, probably didn't feel that great.
I appreciated what Larry was doing. And he tried hard, like he was training and he was getting better.
Yeah.
He was showing up, like he showed up at that over the top tournament in Australia.
Yeah.
Give the guy some credit, but it got to the point where I just don't think, I think Larry had to make a choice and he kind of
he's still young.
Yeah.
For someone from another sport coming in, he was still fairly young. So he's not done what he has to do in his other sports compared to like, the Brian Shaws and Eddie Halls and stuff like that.
He's an interesting guy because he was kind of a bodybuilder, kind of a strongman, kind of an arm wrestler. But where's the clear path for him? Because being a lean guy doesn't necessarily equate to being the strongest that you can possibly be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, you look at strongman, much different physique than what Larry has. You know,
unless you're talking about Pujanowski or somebody like that is an outlier.
Yeah.
Yep. So I wanted to ask you about your nickname because I think it's one of the best in the sport. Did you get that from Neil Pickup?
I did. Neil Pickup came up with that all on his own and started calling me that. And it just, when I first heard it, I kind of hated it. And then it kind of grew on me. And I thought, that's perfect. And then he put it on a T-shirt when I went over to Arm Wars.
That's hilarious.
I think it's awesome. I love it. It's pretty original. It's not like, the killer or
Super Destroyer.
The machine, like whatever. Some of them, they work, they rhyme, but like Manitoba Mastiff, I thought that was super cool the first time I heard it.
Yeah, I like it now. It's the one I go with now.
Yeah,
Neil's pretty good at coming up with stuff like that. So
yeah, for sure he is.
So obviously you've slimmed down some. Is there something you're doing that have you changed your diet, your workout?
I've done lots, man. There's lots of things going on, but I lost 125 pounds.
Wow.
So I was 402 pounds at the Arnold's.
Wow.
Okay.
I saw the pictures. I was like, oh my God, I got to do something. And I did some things, and now I'm back. Now I'm down to 279 this morning. So I put that weight limit in there for that match I'm having with Jody, just because I want to prove that I can make that weight. But it's yeah. And then I see 275 at the Arnold's in the class of the Arnold's. I'm like, well, I can make that. 242. The last time I did that, I didn't go so well, but
yeah.
I mean, it was all right. I still won the nationals with the left, but with the right arm, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Just lose a little bit of strength or just overall power.
When I got down to 265, I noticed a drop in strength because I had to start starving myself to get down to that weight class.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of muscle trying to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you're about 6'5"?
6'4".
6'4". So yeah. Pretty tall dude. So yeah, I guess once you start really dipping down there, you can really start to feel that drain.
Yeah, you can. Like right now, I feel pretty good, pretty strong. The guys I train with grip up with me after not being here for 4 months and just say you feel the same. I can't believe it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I remember. So Knuckles Up won. Myself, I know Ryan was there also. Me and my buddy John walked into the hotel, and you were the first guy we saw in the lobby.
Yeah.
I walked up and said, Mr. Espy, nice to meet you. And you stood up, and I went, "You're a gigantic human." I was like, you were one of the first like high level elite arm wrestlers I had met and seen in person. And for me, a guy that's like 5'8", you see a guy 6'4", whatever you were weighing that day, you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think it was 380 or something like that. It was between me and Leroy. For the heaviest guys at the show.
Yeah, that was a fun event though. I really liked that. That was like my first real super match event after being a fan of the sport for a while. And I always tell everyone when I walked in and went to shake your hand, you stood up and shook my hand. I was like, and that's a sign of, like a real gentleman, like you were a total pro. Most guys would probably just sit there and, maybe shake your hand, say hi, but you stood up, shook my hand. And that was, that's like one of those lasting memories I have.
Well, I appreciate that. And there's certain things that you should do. and sitting down to shake someone's hand isn't one of them.
Yep. Yeah. I always talk about that when we bring up like Knuckles Up 1. Me and my buddy always talk about that. So that was super cool, and you were awesome. The event was great, so I think everyone had a good time at Knuckles Up 1.
Yeah, that was a good time, and I think all of the Knuckles Up events have been pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I went to 3 of them. I think, Ryan, you did all 5.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I've been to 3 of them. Once I was there as a commentator, and
Yep.
but we did go. We were at the Barrymore. I thought those guys did a good job. Of course, they're going through a bit of a restructuring at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They can talk about that on their own. But yeah, they've had some issues. Hopefully, they get past them. The Arnold's is coming up, so I look forward.
You're hosting a qualifier for the Arnold's, right?
Yeah, October the 4th, King and Queen of the North. I had to throw the Queen in there because, I wanted to not alienate the female competitors because they are important too. So
absolutely.
We have the qualifier on the 4th. Jody's coming up for it.
Oh, nice.
Looking forward to the event a lot. It should be big. And there aren't that many qualifiers like there was last year. So I hope to see guys coming up from the States and across Canada.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, and are you having your match with Jody at that event?
I am.
All right. Yeah, I did see that a couple weeks ago. We had Jody on the show as well. He's an awesome, great guy. He was our first guest on this new show. So are you guys doing a weight cap for the super match?
The weight cap is 275. He won't be close to that.
Yeah.
I will be right on the money.
Okay.
Which is also the class that I will pull in the tournament.
Okay.
Now he's also your co-host on the your Can-Am podcast.
On the Can-Am Connection, yeah.
How did that come to be between you two?
Oh my God. Man, I don't really remember. We just kind of started. I had the show with Gobby years ago, the Arm Crossfire show, and that was actually a really popular show because he is a controversial guy and a very polarizing figure in the sport.
Right.
We kind of got to a point where we took a break and we just kind of didn't go back. I think we did 50 some episodes, and then we kind of took a break and didn't make it back. And during, I think, the pandemic, Jody and I started doing some stuff. I had the one with Jeff Frank for a while. And then all of a sudden, Jody and I talked about doing the Can-Am Connection. We started, came up with we did a bunch of shows together, and we didn't really label it as anything. Next thing you know, we were talking about it, and I think he came up with the name, and it's a take on the old tag team from the WWF.
He loves his WWF.
Yeah, Tom Zank and Rick Martel.
It's a great name. I like it. And
we took it from there. Along the way, Nathan Williamson got on the show with us somehow. He just he was the referee when I ripped my tricep completely off in Texas. And then we became friends, started talking. He joined us on the show, and he never left.
Nice.
And then Ted Talmadge comes on all the time, too. So I'm a little outnumbered as far as the Can-Am goes.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I've become good friends with Jody. I like Jody. I think he's a good guy in the sport to represent America when he's, when he gets on his little soapbox, and I love it when he gets on his soapbox. I think it's funny when he gets on there.
Yeah, he's got some things that bug him, and he's not shy about talking about them.
He'll text me and be like, "Watch what I'm about to say," and I'm like, I log in and I'm like, "Let's see what he's gonna say."
Yeah,
I think, speaking of Jody too, I think he's very smart, and he's like intellectual the way he thinks about things and like presents a question. I don't know, like just with some of the stuff that he's been on, like our Friday show, Friday nights, we do a live stream every Friday at 8:30.
I'm aware of your live.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
But like Jody will like, I don't know, he will present something to you, and like sometimes it gets my wheels turning a little bit thinking about stuff. So I think he's just very like intellectual like with that, and he's, you know, knowledge of the sport is, you know, pretty vast. So yeah, he's a cool dude. Like him a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my guy. He's coming up here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I, in turn, will be going to his LLD tournament in June.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
In Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
I have my
As long as they let
LLD
me
hat
across,
here somewhere.
as long as they let me across the border.
They might let you cross, but not return.
Yeah.
You know, once the United States and Canada merge, are you going to rename the podcast?
Are you going to be the 11th province?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh man.
I know Brian Parliament over in the Through the Fingers podcast. He's 100% sure that like somehow Alberta's going to either leave Canada or become their own entity, or like
Alberta is radical in that way. Like they have
Yeah.
a premier that does not mess around, and it's refreshing.
yeah.
But if all the provinces, they're the ones that are most likely to separate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's kind of like Texas down here, you know. You always hear that they're gonna.
And I love Texas.
Yeah, it's kind of like very similar in that way, you know.
It's my home away from home.
That's great.
I've yet to go there, but one day I'd like to get there, for sure.
I'd like to go down there. You know, we've become real close with Billy Ortegas, another really great guy in the sport, and TAL doing great things down there in Texas. So
Yeah.
I'd love to go visit one of their tournaments and support those guys also.
They do good events, man. And that's the last time. Well, that's when I had probably I think it was my last super match with my right arm when I pulled Robbie Burnett, who is one of my favorite people in the sport as well.
Mhm.
But led to an injury. But it was a good time. After I tore my tricep right off the bone, I sat in the bar with Nathan and drank beer and ate pizza and watched UFC.
Well, that's
Who needs a tricep?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do at that point?
I couldn't fix it till I got home anyway.
Right. Yeah. Both my parents were born in Canada, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. I was the first in the entire family born in the United States.
And don't tell anybody about your parents. They might get visited by ICE.
Yeah. Get deported. They moved. My mom moved here when she was like 5 years old, and my dad was like 17 or 20 or something. And then they actually met here.
Wow.
But yeah, they were both from Canada.
Wow, you got good roots.
Yeah. Depends who you ask.
We're all European way back anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have one side of my family also was from Canada, and then they moved to like Massachusetts, like basically the same area like Ryan's family's from the Northeast up there. So
Quebec.
yeah, somewhere from Quebec, basically.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to go far back enough yet, but
50% of my heritage is actually from Latvia.
Really?
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah, I used to talk to that team a lot, and we're talking like before Giannis and them were involved.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
That's interesting.
Yeah, mine traced back to France, and then actually Native American, Acadian Indian up in Canada.
Really?
Yeah. I was like,
Wow.
that's interesting.
Maybe you got some treaty rights up here you need to investigate.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Maybe I could live on the reservation.
You probably could.
You only need like 2 or 3%, and you're good.
If you're French and First Nations, that's what we say up here. You're probably Métis, and you probably do have something there.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Start looking into it tonight, Ryan.
Yeah.
So you're 50% Latvian. So were you able to trace that back pretty far, or did you not really go too in depth with it?
I went as far. Well, yeah, I was adopted as a baby, so
Okay.
I did all the searching throughout the years. Actually, found my biological father like 2 years ago, and I
No
have a whole
way.
family out there now in Ontario.
That's
Um,
crazy.
but I did the ancestry thing and the 23andMe thing, and they came back like 50% on the nose Latvian because my biological mother, her parents were both first generation Canadian. They moved here from Latvia.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
No wonder you're good at arm wrestling.
strong genetics for it.
Yeah, yeah. My
If
mom,
only, if
my
only
mom
my
was,
other half was Georgian.
yeah, yeah. My mom was also adopted, and she did the same thing, like, and actually tracked down a bunch of her like cousins and stuff like that from Canada.
That's the
So it
thing,
was,
man. Well, the last couple of years, I found two sisters that I had
wow,
no idea existed. So I've been in touch. I was at my nephew, their son's, one of their son's weddings last summer.
that's
Like
awesome.
it's been wild.
Yeah,
So
that's
what do they?
crazy. Yeah, I
What do
have
they?
all these cousins now. Like my dad had like 8 brothers and sisters in Canada, so I already had a ton of cousins up there, and now I'm finding some on my mom's side, and it's like now all these people, random people, are adding me on Facebook, and they're like, "Hey, cousin," and I'm like, "Hey,
That's what's happening with me. And
yeah, that's cool."
my biological father had 12 siblings, and his biological dad, my biological grandpa, was a bit of a wanderer, and
Yeah, yeah,
he planted his seed in many places.
yeah.
Yeah, I can. I
Get all
can.
these half brothers everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happened with my family too. We had a bit of a wanderer, starting families all over the place. It's like it used to be a thing back in the day. You know what I mean? That was kind of not that uncommon.
Go
yeah.
out for cigarettes and never come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 Oh man. Well, that's
So
cool though to find some siblings and stuff. That's pretty neat.
Well, I mean, I was actually born in Thunder Bay, and they still live there. So that's
Wow.
I made that. And Thunder Bay's got a strong arm wrestling community. That's where the world, back when the WAF split in half in 1998,
Yeah.
the nationals and the world championship were held in Thunder Bay
Oh
in
wow.
the same year.
That's cool.
So we've crossed paths lots without knowing who each other were.
Yeah.
And eventually kind of found the whole family. And he had not told anyone or his kids that this might be a possibility. And
Wow.
then their mom knew about it because she had known about they had been friends for decades and decades. And then when they got together, she knew about this past relationship. So she told her daughters, yeah, this is something we were kind of waiting for.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They thought I was trying to scam them at first, that I wanted their money or something.
Yeah, that's funny. And my mom found her mom, but she had already passed, but she found like cousins and aunts and all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty cool to talk with those people. And
Same thing.
yeah.
yeah.
So outside of arm wrestling, do you have any other hobbies that you do kind of day to day or like a weekend thing?
Man, I am a cigar and whiskey aficionado.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice. Oh,
Um,
that's what Jody said. Something about he's going somewhere, and it's going to be like a smoke room with some whiskey and some
yeah,
cigars. Yeah, he was telling me something about that.
we're taking Jody the Friday night of that event. We're going to a cigar room in Winnipeg,
That's it. Nice.
and yeah, well, if he doesn't like cigars, man, he's in trouble because you can smell it from a block away.
Oh, I bet. That's cool.
So do you have like a collection of whiskeys and cigars like in humidors and stuff, or
Here's a belief that I have that you should never take for granted that you're going to enjoy that someday.
gotcha.
So if I have ones that I like, I will smoke or drink them without any guilt.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, man. Yeah.
Yeah, why have them on display?
Yeah.
It's just going to sit there. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't take them with you. And,
right.
you walk outside tomorrow and something happens. Well, your kids are throwing them away. And, there's.
Yeah. They're
You
there
could
to
have
be
enjoyed
enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, with you being Latvian and Canadian, obviously two powerhouses in arm
Well,
wrestling.
actually, it's Latvian and mostly Irish, if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So
Jesus.
let's rewind. So being from Canada, which is a arm wrestling powerhouse, you guys have, I believe, the largest tournament. Your nationals, right, is like 700 some entries or something.
The Ottawa Open or something?
Yeah.
On the year. So the
Yeah.
Nationals last year was bigger. This year, I believe the Ottawa Open will be bigger.
Okay.
A lot of people. Like the Nationals were in Quebec last year. Quebec is a powerhouse of arm wrestling. Like it's gone from just a few guys to hundreds of guys.
Yeah.
And they will all go to the Ottawa Open because Ottawa is right on the border of Quebec.
Yeah.
So it's I believe the Ottawa Open going forward will probably be the biggest tournament in Canada.
Yeah.
Now,
It's
there are
insane the
exceptions,
turnout.
Yeah.
That's whenever I'm thinking of like trying to make Winter Blast bigger, that's my like goal. Like we got to catch up to those guys.
It's tough.
Well, it's so weird, man, because 2005 Nationals were in Quebec City, and it was one of the softest national championships I've ever been to.
Really?
It was one guy from Quebec in each class, it was, and then fast forward to here, and they're like a national powerhouse. Like they just have so many guys, and they're all strong.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like stuff like that really does show the growth at the grassroots level of the sport. Guys coming up and with an explosion in Quebec like that. I mean, that's pretty impressive, and it is a powerhouse region, but all of Canada, is pretty impressive.
Well, I mean, you got some arm wrestling royalty walking around, like not just current guys, but you go back to like John Miazdik, who kind of introduced the organized sport to North America. You've got Dave Hicks, who has won so many WAF titles, like I can't even count him anymore. He's the kind of guy that, he'd go to the Golden Bear in Russia, and there's stories of like them sneaking guys 2 weight classes up into his class because they were sick of him winning, and he just beats them anyway.
No way.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mike Gould, Earl Wilson,
Yeah.
Fast forward to today, I mean, you look at the pro circuit, it's Devin and Matt, and those guys lighting up. Yeah.
Tons of guys. It's like I almost forget all of them because of how many there are. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing somebody every time I start to list them off.
Well, and you will, because there's so many. There's so many that have done lots of big things.
Yeah.
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 I'm sure.
I remember one of the first times I actually saw you pool was in Arm Wars, and I believe that was the rooftop Super Series.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was very naive back then. I'll tell you about that event. I pulled the world championship the week before.
Jeez.
Oh, that's right. I did hear about that.
I only with the left arm. I only pulled the left arm the week before, and I ended up in wars. I think I lost to Pushkar, was one of them. I think I ended up with a bronze medal. I lost to a Swiss guy after I lost to Pushkar. I had a war with Trenton Meyer. I don't know if you remember that name. Yeah. He has passed now, but he is God rest his soul. But he was a really good left-handed, and he flop wristed me, and we had a war, and I ended up beating him. But it's I had a hell of a time. And then we went on, and that's actually the year Dave Chafee won a world championship in the 242, I believe. And then I went to the rooftop event, and pulled Michael Todd right away. And I thought I was going there to pull Michael Todd. And I went in there as if I was prepared for a world championship. I don't know if you guys can read between the lines of what that means. So I pull Michael. The first match we had was okay. It stopped at center. He blew me up immediately. And then the rest was kind of a beating.
Yeah.
And then they said to me, well, hey, you got to pull again. I'm like, what do you mean I got to pull again? And they said, well, here's Rich Lupke. So you got to have a match. You got to have a match with him. I'm like, oh, man, no problem.
No problem.
Jeez.
Rich says, I know you're tired, Ryan. He said to me, you want to make it look good? I said, let's just pull and see what happens. I should have taken the make it look good option.
Yeah, like option A.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That sucks.
Rich is one of those guys I wish I got to meet. I've always heard such great things about him.
Nicest guy in the sport, hands down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have you spoken with him at all?
you don't think Travis is nicer?
You know what? I used to hate Travis, but I think we became friends over the years. And I like Travis, man. I like hanging out with Travis.
I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I said, you guys want to hear my favorite Travis Bajan story that you
Sure.
all me personally?
Yeah.
We were at WAL in Baltimore, and I had finished my match, and I was upstairs, and I'm hanging out with Travis, and Matt Mask is pulling. Oh God, who the hell was he pulling? He's why can't I remember who he was up against? Anyway, Matt was losing the match. So Travis starts yelling down at him. He's like, Matt. When Travis looked up at him, Travis looks at him, and you think he's going to give him advice. He says, it's over. You can't win. And he says, so he tries that. They go up again. The guy beats Matt again, and then he's yelling at him again, but this time Matt's ignoring him. So he starts yelling down at Dave Morocco. He's like, Morocco. Morocco looks up at Travis, and Travis says, tell Matt it's over. He can't win.
That's too funny.
That's
I
hilarious.
actually went back about 10 feet, so no one could see me how hard I was laughing at that. But it was,
Oh my God.
yeah, it
That's
was
hilarious.
Have you spoken to Rich Lupke at all recently? I know he's had some rough times as of late, and his wife passed, unfortunately.
I haven't, but I really should reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah. See where he's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope he's doing well, because everything I've ever heard was that he's the best guy in the sport, and always seemed like such a gentleman on camera and everything else. So nothing but the best for Rich.
Yeah, absolutely.
First time I met Travis was actually at Morocco's house at one of the big practices.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was like a week into the sport, and I go to this practice by myself, and I walk in, and it's Travis, Toddzilla, fucking Paul Lynn, Mike Aiello, like everybody's there, and I walk in, and I'm just like, man, I do not belong here. I was like, Jesus. I'm like texting my team, because I had only been to like 2 practices, and I'm texting my teammates going, man, you guys missed a hell of a practice. You got to get down here. And yeah, everybody that was anybody was at that practice. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I got to hang out in, so thanks to Cobra, I got brought over to Moldova.
Yeah.
And there was only a few North Americans there. So Travis was there with his wife and Tyson.
Yeah.
Then there was me, and then there was John. And Cobra, of course.
Yeah.
And we spent some time there, and it was fun. I did tell him, I said at one point to Travis, I said, someday I'm going to brag about knowing your kid. And he thought that was pretty funny.
How about that?
That's true. And here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a great story for Tyson, getting from D2 to getting a contract with the NFL, playing. That's awesome, man.
And funny enough, he got me on Thursday Night Football.
Oh yeah.
Did he?
So I started getting text messages. Oh my God, I just saw you on TV. We're watching the NFL, and you were just on TV. I was like, what is this? Apparently, they had Tyson playing.
Yeah.
They showed a clip of Travis arm wrestling somebody, and I was the guy Travis was arm wrestling. So,
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
It all came full circle.
I lost. What?
Hey, you were on TV though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So, speaking of Canadians, real quick, what do you think of the Mac League? Ian Carnegie's thing he's got going on with his table and all that.
It's pretty interesting. I think, I've talked to a lot of referees about it that have reffed his events. They say it's the easiest system of rules to referee.
I bet. Yeah.
The competitors seem to like it. Like you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Man, I think it's cool.
Table's beautiful.
I don't know. It's not going to replace conventional arm wrestling, but I don't think that's what it's designed to be. It's like it's an alternative.
Yeah.
That I think is going to gain popularity.
For sure. Yeah.
It's not the UFC, but it could be the bare knuckle BKFC.
Yeah.
Right.
First time I saw the table, I was like, man, this looks like a one-on-one poker table.
Yeah.
And then
off like that.
Yeah, and then JJ brought one to Winter Blast, so we all got to play around with it.
Yeah.
And then I got to see it at Knuckles Up again, and but yeah, I mean, I love the table. Like, I mean, he's constantly. What I like is that he takes feedback from the crowd and the pullers, and he's made changes to the table, which is cool to see that he takes that feedback and actually acts on it. And now it's in like the 200th version of the table or whatever it is. Yeah. It looks sharp, and it's an amazing looking table.
Yeah, it's a cool table. I haven't pulled on the latest version. So I pulled at I think he had it at the Knuckles Up where I was the commentator. Mm-hmm. And I pulled on it a little bit there.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I've ever tried it, and I thought it was good. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to see, like, to me, there's room for everyone in this sport. So seeing someone do something different, I think is great. It's not the same thing we've been doing for 40 years or whatever. It's cool to see them trying something new and finding success with it. And, JJ, Ian are cool. Matthias is all right. No, I like him. He's a good dude. I've become good friends with Matthias, but yeah, I love what those guys are doing, and I love that they're just doing something different and running with it, and they all believe in it. They're all passionate about it, and
I like it. I like it a lot. I remember how much controversy it caused when Laugh switched from straight across to staggered pads.
Right.
Yeah. It was. Imagine if that change would have been proposed back then. It just wouldn't have happened.
Right. That's funny.
Well, listen, man, we know you got to head to practice tonight, so we will let you get out of here. And anything else you want to shout out real quick? I know you have your event coming up. Anything else in the works later this year?
Oh, I got lots going on, man, but I appreciate you guys plugging the event to October the 4th at the Hockey for All Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Nice.
Awesome.
Make sure you get out there and go see the Mastiff himself.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Ryan.
Guys.